The Minister for Policing and Crime, Sarah Jones, joins me now. I'm a dad, you're a mum. We see what Shelley's having to go through with Missy there. It's heartbreaking, and she's getting no support from the NHS. Why not?
So it is heartbreaking, and I think even if she were getting the support that she needs, it would still be such an amazingly difficult job that she faces.
Yeah.
And I've had my own constituents who I've visited in their homes in similar situations, the strength of parents in these situations who often don't get the support that they need, often have to fight for the support that they need. Now, on this particular case, I don't know the details, but of course I'm going to raise it with ministers.
Yeah.
Of course, the principle here is that we want to be able to look after people in their homes. We don't want people to need to be in hospital, and we want to make sure we are providing the services that people need. Now, I heard the package there and saw the numbers in terms of the struggle that she's had trying to get the support that she needs.
Yeah.
I will raise that with ministers, and of course, we are putting more money into our health service for exactly these reasons.
I appreciate it's not your particular brief, but when you do raise it, it might be worth mentioning there is no mention of NHS continuing care for Missy and other very sick children like her in the NHS 10-year plan. It feels like, and it certainly does to people like Shelley and all the other parents trying to cope with this, that they've been forgotten about, ignored.
Well, I'm not going to deny that there isn't, I think, and there has grown up over the years, a mismatch between what the local authority is doing, what the health service is doing. These organisations need to come together, work together to provide the right care. And the whole premise of our NHS reforms is we want to move that care into our communities, which is where people want to be. But we have to make sure we're providing the right support for people. And, you know, I have seen cases, I'm afraid, that are similar over the years as a Member of Parliament in Croydon.
Yeah.
And of course, this is what we want to fix. And investing in our health service has to be a choice that we make. We can't go back to the austerity years. We have to make that active choice, however we can do it, to make sure we're investing in our health service.
Appreciate you answering that, given that you've only just seen Nick's report there. Moving on, do you think the government has the requisite attention to detail to run our lives? Are you looking at the details properly? Because we see once again, a government minister, this time in the form of the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, missing the rules when it comes to dealing with property. What do you make of that?
Well, of course, when we won the election, the Chancellor moved into 11 Downing Street, as Chancellors do. She had a property, her family home in Southwark, which she went to a letting agency, she let out.
For more than £3,000 a month, let's just be clear.
In Southwark, they have a selective licensing scheme, landlord licensing scheme. Some boroughs have it, some don't. We used to have one in Croydon, we don't have one now, we're getting another one. So these things change. She wasn't aware that she had to apply. As soon as she became aware, she rectified the situation and she applied.
Yeah.
And she told the Prime Minister, she told the authorities in Parliament, and she put it right.
The precedent for not knowing the rules around your personal property situation as a government minister was set by Angela Rayner, wasn't it? Deputy Prime Minister lost her job, now sits on the back benches. Should the same happen to Rachel Reeves?
Well, Rachel wrote to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has responded, and in that letter he set out that he talked to the ethics advisor, his ethics advisor, as he has done in other cases, and that the ethics advisor advised that because she had made a mistake, put it right, acted quickly, that there was no further case, as it were, and that was the end of the matter.
Because there was an investigation into Angela Rayner's conduct, and it became apparent that she'd made mistakes, and she went. Whatever the ethics advisor advises, this looks like a howler of a mistake. She's the Chancellor. She should know what the rules are, shouldn't she?
But you say whatever the ethics advisor advises doesn't matter.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but surely the Tories may be right in asking for an investigation into this.
I think the Prime Minister's been really clear that when something comes to his attention, he needs to make sure the right advice and the right response is given. It's how you respond that matters. He has gone to the ethics advisor, who has advised that there is no further sort of case to answer, as it were, because she rectified the situation.
So you have faith in her?
So I have faith in her 100%, yeah.
OK. When it comes to attention to detail, I think the other thing you want to talk about this morning is getting knife crime down. The authorities have seized a lot more knives beyond stop and search. I take that into account. I think knife murders are down by about 10%.
18%.
Beg your pardon, 18%. And people turning up to hospital with knife-related injuries also down. But you're talking about this in a week where Wayne Broadhurst, a 49-year-old binman from Uxbridge in West London, has lost his life as a result of a stabbing. 2 others, including a 14-year-old boy, were injured in that stabbing. Afghan migrant, where's his name now, Safi Dawood, is appearing in court today over this. Is your attention to detail good enough announcing this in the week that that has happened?
The reason this government has committed to halve knife crime is because too many people are being murdered from knife crime.
Literally this week?
Literally most weeks. And that is why we have a commitment to halve knife crime. Now, we have done some good work in this last year because we are investing in our police. We have removed 60,000 knives from the streets. That is lives saved. We have cut knife crime overall. We've cut knife-enabled robbery, really nasty crime is down. We have targeted county lines, again, really nasty criminal thugs who exploit children to run drugs across the country. Knife crime there is down. We are moving in the right direction. Now, is that enough? 100% no. And what's happened this week has proved that. But I have campaigned since I became an MP in 2017 on knife crime. We saw the numbers soaring. They went down during COVID for obvious reasons. People were indoors. They've been rocketing since. So we have turned around an upward trajectory over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's on its way down. Is that enough? No, of course. And of course we're thinking of the family of the man who lost his life and the people who love him dearly.
Just out walking his dog.
Just out walking his dog. And we have seen cases like this before, and we will see them again. But we must, as a government, and we are doing the moral thing here of making a choice about where we put public money, how we invest that money, and it is beginning to show progress, and I am grateful for that.
The man appearing in court today facing these charges is an Afghan national who was given leave to remain. Talking of other people who come to this country and then, in other cases, been told to leave, let's talk about Hadish Gabatu just finally. Not only was he forcibly removed, he was given 500 quid to go. Why was he given money to go? Why can't they just forcibly remove him?
So it sticks in the throat, right? I get that.
Of course it does, for a lot of people.
It does for me, it does for most people, I would say.
So it shouldn't happen?
So just let me explain.
Yeah.
When we remove people, and we are removing more foreign national offenders than the previous government by some margin, 5,000 of them have been removed.
Not more than the number coming in, though, right?
5,000 foreign national offenders have been removed under this government. That's a 14% increase on what was happening previously. We do not spend taxpayers' money on military planes or private planes. We put these offenders on normal flights with normal people going on holiday or going to visit their relatives. We have to make sure that's done in a safe way, which is why he had people with him. But if he was to choose to kick off on a plane, we'd have to take him off that plane because that plane is not our plane. It is a commercial flight that is going off with other passengers in it. If we had... if he had been removed from that plane, we'd have to put him back in custody, book more flights. £10,000 at least we would have spent on top.
Okay.
So the officials there at the time, the operatives, made that choice that it was better to get him out of our country, for which I think we're all grateful, and get him on that plane. And that was the choice. Galling though that is, I hope people understand that that was the choice they faced and that was the right thing to do.
Sarah Jones, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.